All right, let's talk about something huge. We're always focused on the obvious stuff for business growth, right? Our ad spend, our website, our sales tactics. But what if the biggest growth engine you have is running in the background right now, whether you're paying attention to it or not? Today, we are diving into your company's reputation. So, does this sound familiar? It's a question that honestly keeps a lot of us up at night. You feel like you're doing everything right, you're getting traffic, but the phone's just not ringing enough. Leads are just kind of disappearing into thin air. It is super frustrating, but the reason why might not be what you think at all. When things go wrong, we immediately blame the usual suspects. My ads must be off. Or is there a bug on the website? Maybe, is our pricing just totally wrong? But while we're obsessing over those things, the real culprit is often hiding in plain sight. It's not your ads, it's not your pricing, it's your reputation. So let's start by looking at what I call the hidden lead leak. This is how a shaky reputation can quietly drain your business of amazing customers before you ever get a chance to talk to them. This quote just nails it. Reputation today isn't just about word-of-mouth gossip anymore. It's the first thing people see. It's the silent salesperson that's working for you, or yikes, against you, 24/7. I want you to think about it like this. Your Google search results, your Yelp page, the comments on your Facebook posts, that whole collection of stuff, that's your new front door. Before anyone even thinks about clicking to your website, they are peeking through this digital window. And what they see there decides if they're even going to bother knocking. So if the internet is your new front door, what are people actually looking for when they're peeking inside? Let's break down the exact things that can make or break that all-important first impression. And look, these are real, tangible costs. This isn't some abstract idea. I mean, negative reviews, obviously they scare people off. But you know what's just as bad? Silence. When you don't respond to any feedback, good or bad, it just shouts that you don't care. Low ratings can literally make you invisible on Google. And if your address is wrong on one site, it just creates this little seed of doubt that makes people think, I don't know about these guys. And they aren't just looking in one spot. Your reputation is this mosaic, built from all these different pieces. Google is the big one, for sure. But people are also scrolling through your social media, they're checking industry-specific sites, and they're even digging into old-school forums to get the real scoop. You've got to be mindful of how you look everywhere. Okay, so that's the problem, and yeah, it's a little scary, isn't it? But here's the good news. You are not powerless here. Not at all. So let's get into the solution. Let's talk about your reputation playbook. This is all about getting on the offense instead of just playing defense. This is the big mindset shift. Most people only think about their reputation when a bad review pops up. That's defense. The modern way to do this is all about proactive engagement. It's about building a reputation that's so strong, it actually becomes a key part of your marketing machine. And look, handling negative feedback is ground zero for engagement. There's a right way to do it. First, you have to respond fast and you do it publicly so everyone sees you're on top of it. Second, you just acknowledge how they feel and show some empathy. No excuses, no defensiveness. Third, offer a real, concrete solution, not just a weak apology. And finally, the key step, give them a direct line, a phone number or an email to take the rest of the conversation offline. Do this right, and you can turn a critic into your biggest fan. And of course, the best defense is a great offense. Don't just sit around and wait for reviews to happen to you. You have to build a simple, natural process for asking your happy customers to share their experience. The more good reviews you have, the less a single bad one even matters. All right, now let's dig into something a little more advanced. Because once you start focusing on reviews, you might think the goal is simple, get a perfect 5-star rating. But the reality is actually a little more interesting than that. That's right, we need to talk about what I call the 5-star myth. This chase for a flawless, absolutely perfect score might actually be hurting you more than it helps. Isn't this wild? Today's customers are smart. They're skeptical. When they see a perfect 5.0 rating, especially with tons of reviews, a little alarm bell goes off in their head. They're thinking, is this too good to be true? Are these reviews fake? But a score like a 4.7 or a 4.8, that feels real. It says, hey, this is an excellent business that operates in the real world, where things aren't always perfect. That little bit of imperfection is what builds authenticity and trust. So, if it's not just about the final number, what else are they looking for? Well, it's these hidden trust signals. A review from 2 weeks ago is way more powerful than one from 2 years ago. Seeing that management actually replies to feedback shows they care. A bunch of vague, one-word reviews don't mean much, but detailed stories from customers? That's gold. It's the whole picture that matters.
So let's tie all of this together. We figured out the problem, we've walked through the playbook, and we've uncovered some of the deeper truths. The final step is to turn all of this from a bunch of random actions into a reliable, automated system for your business.
So we are not talking about a task you do once in a while. A real reputation system is a process. Think of it like a machine you build inside your company that is always running. It's monitoring what people are saying, it's influencing the conversation, and then, this is the most important part, it's leveraging all that great feedback to actually fuel your growth. And here's what that machine is made of. First, a simple, repeatable process for asking for reviews. Second, a clear, unemotional protocol for handling any negative feedback that comes in. And third, a smart strategy to take your very best reviews, those amazing customer stories, and turn them into powerful marketing content for your website, your ads, and your social media. And this is the ultimate goal. When you nail this, your reputation stops being this fragile thing you have to constantly worry about and defend, and it becomes one of your most powerful, most consistent lead-generating machines. It literally makes you money while you sleep. So I'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. Right now, for your business, is your online reputation something that's just kind of happening by accident? Or have you intentionally designed and built it to be your single greatest asset? The choice really is all yours.